Welcome back, everybody, to the Westlake Hornets Team Builder Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. Today, the Hornets head back down south to the state of Louisiana as they head to Lafayette to take on the Ragin' Cajuns. Westlake is currently 8-0. They have actually dropped from number 1 to number 2, with last week's number 2 team, Army, defeating Clemson, who was ranked number 3. So it's fairly understandable why Army jumped up. Westlake plays Army next week, so if Army and Westlake both win their games this week, then likely they will be the top 2 teams in the nation battling it out for the number 1 spot. However, today's focus is on the Ragin' Cajuns, who are 3-2. Kind of remarkable. We're in week 10. They've only played 5 games, and they've only played 1 in-conference game. Pretty unbelievable. Louisiana Lafayette is very well-rounded. They don't have any major strengths. I will say their defense is one of the better ones in college football. They don't have many weaknesses either. They're just a pretty steady and consistent team. But they have a tough task today. Now, they do have the luxury of that being at home. Welcome to Cajun Field here in Lafayette, Louisiana, as the number 1 ranked 8-0 Westlake Hornets continue their surge to try to get the first three-peat in college football history, taking on Louisiana Lafayette, who would love a gigantic upset win. Westlake chooses tails because tails never fails, and the Hornets, per usual, will start on defense. So here's the Louisiana offense. 2nd and 6, Mark Jackson crushed for a loss of 3 by the sophomore linebacker, Gordon Waters-Key, who makes a great play. Gordon's younger brother, Greg Waters-Key, is the number 1 quarterback of the high school class. Currently a two-way race for him between Westlake and Notre Dame. 3rd and 9, missed throw from Jackson, incomplete, and Westlake gets the stop. The Hornets' defense has been very shaky this year. That's no secret. They had a pretty solid outing last week, but the Hornets' defense knows they need to pick it up, or else they might not win a national title. There's a nice throw to Isaiah Thomas. The pass a little bit in the dirt from Anthony Cortez III, the talented sophomore quarterback, but it is good enough for a first down. Following play, it's a handoff for Matt Miller. Miller with it, he makes a nice cut. Miller still alive with a nice run of around 16 yards. Although Miller has not been as consistent as hoped for towards the beginning of the season, we know he can have some of these beautiful splash runs. 2nd and 1, back to Miller. He tries to dive into the end zone, and the ball is out, and it's picked up by Holmes. So Westlake turns the ball over on the first possession. It looks like Miller, who was a couple yards shy of the end zone, was trying to dive in, but the ball slipped out of his hands, and I guess that'll happen with these wet conditions, but still a costly and careless decision by Matt Miller to try to dive rather than just make it 1st and goal and punch it in. So Lafayette forces the turnover, and they get it on offense as Pat Carter gains 13 before getting pounded by the talented true freshman safety, Joko Onwosu. 2nd and 7 now for UL Lafayette. Jackson under a lot of pressure, and he is sacked on the play by the big senior defensive tackle, Sheldon House, for a loss of around 7, and it is now 3rd and long for the Ragin' Cajuns. So far, so good defensively for Westlake. This unit appears to be looking fairly strong today as Jackson takes a shot deep, and it's way overthrown. Khalil Obanjo nearly made a play on the ball. So that'll force another punt, and Westlake's offense has it back, trying to get on the scoreboard after they nearly did on the first drive before the careless fumble by Matt Miller is on 3rd and 7. Mo Rogers unable to get the first down. We've had so many high-scoring offensive slugfests this entire season that it's kind of refreshing to have a defensive battle. Westlake's offense has been phenomenal this year. Their defense, not so much. So it's kind of weird seeing both defenses looking good so far. Jackson sacked for a loss of 2. This one by Russell Ingram Jr., continuing his nice season, getting after the quarterback after not getting a single sack last year. 3rd and 12 now for UL Lafayette. Jackson's pass is about 15 yards too far. Mark Jackson currently 0 for 5 today. He is not looking good. I guess the conditions are partly why he's not throwing the ball well, but still, there are no excuses. He's had a lot of really bad passes. So Westlake has it back. They've still not gotten on the scoreboard yet. Gonna try to change that here. But Cortez is sacked for a loss of 8 by Kevin Davidson. A nice play for the UL Lafayette defense. And the Ragin' Cajuns are still doing a great job here on this side of the field. 3rd and 6. Now, Westlake is going to run it up the middle with Tazwell Hubbard, who only gets 3. The thought process might be to just get close to the first down marker and go for it since you're in 4th down territory. That's exactly what Westlake is going to do. Another handoff for Hubbard, and he does get the first down. So a very interesting decision by head coach Mason Conway to go for it here early in this game, but it pays off. And we'll see if Westlake is able to reach the scoreboard because of it. Down to around 30 seconds now in the quarter. It's a handoff of a freshman, Tommy Taco, who bounces off a blocker and is into the end zone for a Westlake touchdown. It took nearly a full quarter to finally see some points, but Westlake does reach the scoreboard. A slow start offensively today for Westlake, but they do score, and now they lead 7-0. Louisiana Lafayette has it back, trying to do some damage here with 24 seconds left in the quarter. 2nd and 10. Jackson scrambling with it. He's going to run for the first down, show off the legs. Westlake's pass defense specifically has been concerning this year. They've allowed 0 yards through the first quarter. He has not completed a pass yet. They have had a few nice first down runs, but Louisiana Lafayette's offense is really struggling. Westlake's defense really looks like they've turned a corner after a great outing last week. They look phenomenal this week. I get Louisiana Lafayette isn't the most intimidating of opponents, but still, this is quite the start defensively. 2nd and 3, what a hit by the incredible sophomore linebacker, Luberts Roy, who has had a great season. One of the few true bright spots on this defense. And it is now 3rd and 5 for UL Lafayette. Jackson looking to throw it, and again, incomplete. He is 1 of 8 on the day. Certainly not his game, and Westlake will get the football back with an opportunity to try to extend the lead. First down, Gallagher in motion. It's going to be a handoff for Tazwell Hubbard. Hubbard finds the hole. That's what he said. And he gets a nice run. Westlake is running the football really well. The pass game has not done a whole lot today. AC3 has been fairly quiet. But the Hornets are doing a pretty good job on this ground game. First down, AC3 with a strike for Isaiah Thomas III, who already has a few catches today. And Thomas, the redshirt freshman, continues to be probably the best receiver on this roster. 2nd and 5 now. The Hornets are going to run the option. That usually never goes well, except for this time. Matt Miller with a nice cut, and he is in for a 16-yard touchdown. And Matt Miller will extend the lead, making up for his fumble earlier in the game. And it is now 14-0. Westlake on top. UL Lafayette has it back. The Raging Cajun offense just trying to do something. And that is not something. That is instead a sack for Jabari Achabe, his 6th of the year. Although Achabe's been a little bit disappointing after racking up 15 sacks last year as a freshman, Achabe has played his best football here these past few weeks. 3rd and 18, screen for Carter, and he does not get it back to even the line of scrimmage. A big tackle by Brandon Ralph, who has also been fairly disappointing this season after a really strong sophomore campaign. But Ralph gets a nice play there, and Westlake will start their drive at the 27-yard line after a nice punt return by Justin Graves. AC3 on the first play of the drive will take it himself on the read option. And Westlake is running wild here in the second quarter. The Hornets started this game off pretty slow offensively, but the past 3 drives, they have done an excellent job of running the football. This possession was only 1 play, a beautiful 27-yard scramble and score for Anthony Cortez III. And Westlake is now up 21-0. UL Lafayette has it back. 3rd and 6, another bad pass. That throw looked like it might have gone behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe it didn't. Oh well. But, I mean, this graphic shows it all. Louisiana Lafayette has -6 yards in the second quarter. They have 23 total. I mean, Westlake's defense has been bad this year, but today they've been at another level. Hornets offense has it back. Cortez on first down is intercepted by Hall, and UL Lafayette forces another turnover. That'll do it for the perfect streak that AC3 has had all year. He has not thrown an interception yet until right now. We've been tracking a couple perfect streaks Westlake has had this year with AC3 not throwing an interception and Zebediah Phoenix not missing a kick. Well, it looks like Phoenix wins this competition as AC3 throws his first interception of the entire season, and it looks like Louisiana Lafayette's going to try to capitalize off the turnover. A nice run there by Grant Smith, who gains 23 yards, and Louisiana Lafayette is in field goal range. It looks like they might have an opportunity to finally score. 3rd and 9 now. About a minute and a half to go. Jackson under pressure. He is hit as he throws. A nice play by Winston Johnson. And that'll lead to a 4th and 9. A field goal attempt here. This kick appears to be from around, I would say, 34 yards. And it is good. Now, that was a pretty ugly kick, but Louisiana Lafayette is on the board. The dreams of getting a shutout are no more. So it is now 21-3. Westlake has it back with only 30 seconds to go now. The Hornets have kind of wasted some time on this possession, but they're going to try to get back on track. Risky throw for Lamar Gallagher. Seems like Anthony Cortez III's confidence is not rattled after that interception, which is a good thing. 2nd and 2 now, 22 seconds to go. Hornets down to 1 timeout as Mo Rogers should have had the touchdown. He tried to back juke the defender, and because of that, got stopped at the 1. So a questionable play by Mo Rogers, and even more questionable play by that one corner who he just completely blew by. So now there's only, look at the clock, there's 6 seconds to go. Westlake does still have the timeout, but it's not going to matter as Tazwell Hubbard will run for a score, and Westlake is now up 28-3. We've never seen 28-3 leads blown in the past, right? Westlake's rushing offense has been really good today. 4 rushing touchdowns scored by 4 different people. Taco, Miller, Cortez, and Hubbard all have scored today for Westlake. And the Hornets are dominating through the first half on both sides of the ball. They lead 28-3. UL Lafayette's offense has done pretty much close to nothing in this game. So Westlake has it back. The Hornets not trying to blow this 28-3 lead as Matt Miller gets the handoff on 2nd and 7. Miller with a nice cut, still alive. There he goes. Nobody's going to catch him. Welcome to the second half, everybody. A 72-yard touchdown for Matt Miller. And Miller's had a lot of great runs today. Although he did have that costly fumble, clearly that has not made an impact on this game. And other than that, Miller's had one of his best performances of the season. And it is now 35-3. The rain is still pouring, by the way. It's been pouring since this game started, which is pretty remarkable. First down, Jackson on the screen is intercepted. What a diving grab by the linebacker, Winston Johnson, who makes an incredible play. He was slipping before he even touched the ball, but outstanding hand-eye coordination on that play by the junior. Winston Johnson has had an outstanding season, and that's probably the best play he's made all year. So Westlake has it back. They have an opportunity to make it a 39-point deficit on this drive. Cortez with a strike into the hands of Noah Cox, who gains 18 yards, and Westlake now is at the 1-yard line as they might try to punch it in for what would be their 6th rushing touchdown of the game. First and goal, it's Tazwell Hubbard in the backfield with AC3. Hubbard gets the rock, gets the score, and Westlake is now up 42-3. The Hornets, after a slow start on offense, have been dominant other than the interception, and the defense is still doing work as well. So UL Lafayette has it back, about 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Would not be surprised to see Westlake start to trickle in the backup soon as Jackson stumbling, and that will be a sack for a loss of 4. They're going to credit that to Justin Graves, although that was more so some initial contact early on in the play and then Jackson just stumbling. So now it's 2nd and 14. Mark Jackson takes a shot deep for Johnson, who breaks the tackle from Johnson and is still alive. Inside the 20, hurdles out of bounds, but not before getting a gigantic gain. Louisiana Lafayette got more yards on that play than they had in the entire game before that. Pretty remarkable stuff. So now it is 2nd and 4. Louisiana Lafayette trying to get in the end zone for the first time today, but that's not going to help. Jackson loses 4, brought down by Lubert's Roy. And it is now 3rd down and 8 for UL Lafayette. I'm sure Westlake would love to get a stop. Their defense does not want to allow a touchdown today. As Jackson under pressure, his pass is nearly intercepted. Nice play on the receiver by Michael Hopkins. There were like 3 Westlake defenders in the area. So Louisiana Lafayette is going to kick another field goal, and the Raging Cajuns will now make this game 42-6. Wow, here comes the comeback. The Raging Cajuns are storming strong. As you can see, Westlake is starting to put some backups into the game, including Damian Purcell in at quarterback. 3rd and 7, Purcell going to scramble with it. He's going to run for the first down. That was supposed to be a slide, but since he's technically a wide receiver, I don't think he knows how to slide, which is odd. I mean, he played quarterback in high school. He has experience at the position. First down now. Purcell with a nice throw for the redshirt freshman speedster Taylor Tyler, who gets the first down. I believe that's Tyler's first collegiate catch. He's probably going to be the slot receiver once Kadarius Franklin leaves in a couple of years. 2nd and 2 now. Fake handoff for Holly. Purcell. That's going to be a fumble. Tazewell Hubbard does dive on it, but Westlake loses 9. A costly play there by Damian Purcell. Poor timing on the pitch, but a great play by Hubbard to save the possession. And it's now 3rd and 11. Westlake doing a good job of chewing some clock here as Purcell with a strike in the hands of Josiah Mendez, who gets 15 yards. And that'll make it a 1st and goal. So the fumble proves to not be an issue, and Westlake is nearing the end zone as they try to possibly extend their lead. Chad Johnson, a.k.a. Chad Ochocinco, in motion as Purcell will just take it himself into the end zone for another rushing score. Westlake will now make it 7 rushing touchdowns today, scored by 5 different players. And it is now 49-6 with under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. A lot of backups in the game defensively as well, by the way, as on 3rd and 5. Jackson, short pass for Brigham, who only gains 4. He had a clean lane for the first down, but he stepped out. And that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. Westlake leads 49-6. Expect this to be a pretty quick 4th quarter as Westlake just tries to chew some clock and end the game. Chet Kucharski, another wide receiver with QB experience, will check in the game at quarterback as on 2nd and inches. Kucharski, he fumbles it, and it's picked up by John Thompson. So both replacement quarterbacks have already fumbled the ball today. I understand that it's wet, but Westlake has fumbled it 3 times in this game. Remember, of course, the Matt Miller one earlier. 2nd and 10, the Hornets are going to go back with the option, and Kucharski is pummeled for a loss of 3. What a hit by Brock Warren. And it is now 3rd down and 13. We'll see if Westlake possibly decides to throw the football here. Already, the Hornets have shaved about 3 minutes off the clock here in this quarter, as Chet is going to run for the first down. He dives and fumbles it again. And once more, it is picked up by Lamar Gallagher. Again, that was supposed to be a slide, but I guess wide receivers in this game technically don't know how to slide. Again, which is odd because he has experience at quarterback. 3rd and 9, now only a minute and a half to go. Westlake has had the ball for like the entire quarter as Matt Miller only gains 4. So that'll send out the field goal unit. Here is Zebediah Phoenix II from, I would say, roughly around 52 yards. His kick is up, and it is no good. That one looked like it was going to go in the whole time, but it had a little bit too much juice on it. So there you go. Both streaks with AC3's interceptions and Zebediah Phoenix's field goals come to an end. This is Zebediah Phoenix's first missed kick since halfway through last season, which just shows how remarkable he's been. Now, that kick will not prove to be a difference in this game as Westlake wins 49-6. Looking at the box score, AC3 was very unimpressive, but we just ran the ball super well. Hubbard was great. Miller only had 6 carries, but he was great with those 6 carries. Taco scored, Purcell scored, AC3 scored, and we just ran the ball wild today. Defensively, I was very impressed. I mean, this defense has been pretty bad this year, and they had their best game of the year. We didn't force a ton of big plays, only 1 interception by Winston Johnson, but defensively we were great today. It does suck that Zebediah Phoenix missed a kick and AC3 threw an interception. I thought both of those guys would have their streaks last the whole season, specifically Phoenix. But, oh well, it is what it is. A good win nonetheless, as next week Westlake will return home to take on the #1 ranked Army Black Knights. Should be a fun one. I'm out. Peace.